Ciprani Consulting's Client Spotlight. We are here with the amazing, versatile, very talented Elissa Howard. She owns several market centers in Michigan and also is the COO of the Lucas Howard Group. She's one of my all-time favorites that I've worked with for many, many years. So, Elissa, thank you so much for being on with us today.
Thank you for having me. And you are one of my favorites as well.
Oh, well, let's go a little bit of a blast from the past here. Let's go back in
Yeah.
time. I should know this, but maybe I don't. How long we've worked together for years now, but when did you kind of first learn about us and how we've worked together for a while, but how did you first hear about us? Do you remember?
That's a great question. Yeah, it's been a long time. Well, I say long time. It feels like a long, long time. I would say about 5 years,
Yeah.
maybe six. So I think it was actually around COVID, and I can't remember if it was an email that we received. And as our world changed and we had, we're growing and needed more positions, reaching out and, just finding that that made a lot of sense in our business. So I feel like it was an email or it was a call with Linzee, just her coming from contribution, always looking to help people out. So one of the two. I don't
Yeah.
exactly remember.
Awesome.
But whatever it was, I'm so thankful for it.
Well, we definitely are as well. And, I think before we connected, what were some of the things that were getting in the way? I mean, the hiring process is definitely a process, but what were
Yeah.
maybe some of the things that weren't working for you in the past around hiring? We've done, let's see if I can get them all right. TLs and ISAs and EAs and DFIs and the alphabet soup of many, many hires together. But what have been some of the things we provided you guys leverage on, would you say?
Yeah. So, I mean, as you're growing, multiple businesses, or even if you're not growing multiple and and you have one, you find that, you're not growing, you're dying. And typically growth comes from your next hire, right?
Right.
So you get busy and you might settle, and you're not following KW's career visioning.
Right.
And so it was amazing to see that, you all created something that was huge for us in this industry, to feel like we're still staying in model by following career visioning, and then also casting the net so much wider than we would ever be able to. And you guys, just everything that's set up, it makes sense. It would take me hours to figure out how to get ads on Indeed or, just filtering through resumes. I mean, none of it makes sense to do. If you truly know, your dollar per hour, um, it doesn't make sense to keep it. I've tested that out before too. So I can tell you, and it never goes as well as I want it to, or, you have to remember that when you're hiring people, they
Right.
might be looking somewhere else. So timing is huge, and just having a company that comes alongside you to make sure that that timing is staying in line so you don't lose great people as well.
Yeah.
Like trying to do everything yourself, it never works out great.
Yeah. No, I love that. And that's something I've been getting clearer on with a lot of our clients. Like it typically, anybody can find a hire, like you can
Yes.
find the right person, and that
Yeah.
typically can take you, the research suggests 100 hours. So our process is about saving you, giving that 80 hours back to you and
Yeah.
focusing on dollar productive things like building your business and selling your business and your relationship. So yeah, thank you for
Exactly.
sharing some of that. Um,
Yeah.
we've probably learned a lot together through hiring as we've gotten wiser, let's say, about it.
Yeah.
What would be some main things you'd want to share with other entrepreneurs about hiring from your perspective, whether that's agents or staff or just different things that you've learned as we've gone through this process together, but also as you've learned as a business owner?
Um, I mean, I think that there's a lot to learn in hiring, and I think that you just keep upping your game. And I believe that the longer that you have relationships with amazing, vendors like yourself, the more that you get to know and understand, what each other is looking for, it just becomes clearer and clearer and clearer. So, um, learning to not, one, to not settle. And, with us, with you guys, you're so amazing, that you can be very open with feedback. And when I refer people to you all, I say, listen, if you get somebody that comes that your way and you're like, I don't think that person should have came through or met, you're so
Yeah.
open to receiving, and wanting to be better as a business and never take it the wrong way and with open arms. So the more transparent the relationship can be, and just being open to communication, the clearer you can get on what exactly, you're looking for in an individual.
Yeah.
Um, which is, I mean, it's just been that you just know so much now. It's 5 years of just knowing,
Right.
who that person is. And so we get some of the best, people in front of us, which is awesome. And if we didn't have you, we could be potentially going out and just bringing somebody in
Yeah.
out of pain or lack or need, and then it just is a disaster. It's
Right.
not the way to go. So
Yeah, and that's one of the things that people have a marketing plan, they have a sales process plan, they have a operational plan. You need to have a hiring plan just as much. People can be the biggest leverage point or opportunity in our business, and that's always something that we firmly believe you can get right, or if you get it wrong, it can definitely cost you. So I love what you said
yeah.
about that. So
Well, and going on that too, career visioning has two parts to it, right? And so another area that you all come into is that second part too, because we can spend a lot of time researching, listening to videos, watching, sifting through resumes, talking to people, and you get them in, and it's just like a recruit, right? You get them in and you can't fail them. So
yeah.
the nice thing is you can dive into your second part of that, which is almost like the 30, 60, 90 portion,
Mhm.
if you choose to.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
love that as well.
Awesome. Well, let's go back in time again. I want you to imagine we're
Yeah.
just working together for the first time, but it's always been such a pleasure to work with you guys. If you could give one piece of advice when you were starting our process, what would some of that advice be?
If you're just running around and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to find time to do this, yet you need to do this to grow, just do it. Um, you guys are, I mean, I joke around about job security because I feel like just when I think we may have had it all figured out a second, it's like, nope, it's time to go higher again.
Yeah.
You're upgrading, and you're dead set on getting the right people in your organizations, because it makes all the difference in the world. And so in the service that you all give on the other end of it is just phenomenal. Everybody says, how they've just loved the experience with you all. So just do it. Don't wait. Go hire Ciprani consultants to help you with your next hire.
Well, thank you for saying that. So what's next for you guys? You got all these great businesses that are growing, and it's always so easy, isn't it? Just to grow multiple things at once. But what are
Yeah.
you guys excited about in your area? I know you guys are doing lots of great things all the time, but what's next for you?
What's next? Gary asks that question to himself every year. If you're gonna do more, or right now, honestly, it's taking all the amazingness that we have had the opportunity to be a part of and getting it to a a good point, right? That's
Right.
really the goal, finding the key people, which we work through your company, and just building something that is attracting in the industry that people want to be a part of. And so I won't say what's next so much as, um, Lucas and I are both good at getting something that maybe isn't so beautiful and then making it more beautiful. And
Yes.
so more recent, taking on a couple of, opportunities that hadn't been so beautiful. So our
Right.
goal is to make them more beautiful. And then maybe like in a year, then you can say, what's next?
Yeah, I love that. Well, sharpening the saw is definitely something that is part of
Yeah.
the business process. I think sometimes if we're always just pushing for the next thing, you're
Yeah.
missing the growth opportunity of maybe where your business is and where it needs to be. So I love that. And if people want to reach out to you from this video, what's the best way for them? I know you guys have several market centers you're, recruiting to and within
Yeah.
KW. Who is the right fit for KW in where you guys are at Grand Rapids, Northern Michigan, some of your market centers?
Yeah. Who's the right fit is like, what are we
Yeah,
looking
who
for?
would be a good fit for you, who you guys are looking to partner with as you guys build what you're doing?
I mean, really, I mean, most people that align with KW, if you're aligning with KW, you're a fit for us. We're definitely, servant leaders, growth minded, education based, be able to own your ship. That's what our kids say, because that's what we say to them. Uh, and just, yeah, love to love people, love to give, love to serve. Hardworking, good, good work ethic. So that's important to us. Of course, we have a real estate team. So anybody that and we have multiple market centers. So if you know anybody in Michigan, we can find you normally the right person to work with. So any referrals are appreciated.
Yes,
We'd be so grateful and make sure that your clients get in great hands. So
I love
yeah.
that. Well, Elissa, thank you so much. It's always just been such a pleasure to work with you.